On October 20th, 2010, Inter Milan, the European treble winners, were facing Tottenham in the Champions League group stage. By halftime, the game looked finished, 4-0. Inter were in complete control. But in the second half, something happened that nobody expected. A 21-year-old player came on, a left-back, and in just 45 minutes, at the San Siro against Julio Cesar, under the eyes of Javier Zanetti, he scored a hat-trick. Tottenham still lost 4-3. But nobody talked about the result. They talked about him, Gareth Bale.
It was one of the best players that I trained.
Born on July 16, 1989, in Cardiff, Wales, in the Whitchurch area, Bale didn't come from a football dynasty. His father Frank worked as a school caretaker. His mother Debbie worked in trade. A normal background, but not a normal player. At Eaglewys Newid Primary School, at just 9 years old, Bale started attracting attention during a six-a-side tournament. That was the first moment Southampton noticed him, and like many young Welsh players, his inspiration was clear: Ryan Giggs. But Bale wasn't just a footballer, he was an all-around athlete. Rugby, hockey, sprinting. At 14 years old, he ran 100 metres in 11.4 seconds. That speed would later become his biggest weapon. Even at school level, the gap between him and everyone else was obvious. So obvious that his PE teacher Morris had to create special rules just to make games fair. One-touch football, no use of his stronger foot, and still, he stood out. At 16, he led his school's under-18 team to win the Cardiff Cup. By 2005, he was officially recognised as the best athlete in the school. Morris described him as a player with an iron mentality, someone capable of achieving anything.
Oh, he's a very gifted sportsman, and he did everything for school, and I'm very proud to represent the school.
And on April 17th, 2006, at just 16 years and 275 days old, Bale made his professional debut for Southampton against Millwall, becoming the second youngest player in the club's history, behind Theo Walcott. Just months later, on August 6th, he scored his first professional goal, a direct free kick against Derby County in a 2-2 draw. That became a pattern. Free kicks against Coventry, against West Bromwich Albion. By December 2006, Bale had scored 5 goals, including a late equaliser against Sunderland and strikes against Hull and Norwich. That season, he received the BBC Wales Carwyn James Award as the best young athlete. And on March 4, 2007, he was named Young Player of the Year in the Championship. By the end of his first full professional season, the local press described it as extraordinary. 40 appearances, 5 goals, 11 assists, all before turning 18, but his time at Southampton didn't end the way it was supposed to. After finishing 6th and reaching the playoffs, Southampton faced Derby County. Bale appeared in the semi-final, but injury ruled him out of the return leg. Southampton lost on penalties. Promotion was gone. On May 25, 2007, Bale signed for Tottenham, a deal worth £5 million, rising to £10 million, a clear sign of belief in his future. At Tottenham, the expectations were higher, the competition stronger, but the talent was still there. His first official match came on August 26, 2007, against Manchester United at Old Trafford. And on September 1st, he scored his first goal for the club in a 3-3 draw against Fulham. Soon after, he scored a free kick against Arsenal in the North London derby and quickly became a fan favourite. But on December 2nd, 2007, everything stopped. A tackle from Fabrice Muamba, a serious ankle ligament injury. On December 11th, he underwent surgery, and his season was over. Tottenham chose not to rush his return. He was young, his future mattered more. And that's where many careers change. Some players never come back the same, but Bale did. By August 2008, he returned to the pitch, and in the same month, he signed a new 4-year contract. Tottenham still believed. By the 2010-11 season, Bale was no longer just a left-back. He had become one of the most dangerous attacking players in the Premier League. And then came the moment that changed everything. Against Inter Milan, again. But this time, it wasn't just a hat-trick. It was Macon, one of the best defenders in the world at the time. And Bale didn't just beat him, he destroyed him. From that point on, Gareth Bale was no longer a prospect. He was a problem for every defence in Europe. By the 2011-12 season, he was already one of Tottenham's most important players. And a year later, in 2012-13, he reached his peak. 21 goals in the Premier League, match-winning performances, long-range strikes, free kicks, solo runs. He won the PFA Player of the Year. But here's the part most people miss. All of this, the speed, the goals, the hype, the setbacks, the comeback, none of it explains what Gareth Bale would become at Real Madrid. Because when he arrived there, everything changed. Real Madrid wasn't just another team. It was a system built around one player, Cristiano Ronaldo. At that point, Ronaldo was everything. The focal point of every attack. The player every defender watched. The one every big moment depended on. So when Bale joined, the expectation was simple, that he would become the next Ronaldo. But that was never going to happen, because Bale wasn't built to dominate games in that way. He didn't need constant possession. He didn't control tempo. He didn't demand attention. What he did was something else. He attacked space, relentlessly, and that's something Ronaldo understood immediately. Instead of seeing Bale as competition, Ronaldo used him. When defenders focused on Ronaldo, Bale was free. When the game opened up, Bale became unstoppable. Think about the biggest moments. The Copa del Rey final against Barcelona, that run from the halfway line, past Bartra, off the pitch, and back in, a goal that shouldn't have been possible. Or the Champions League final against Liverpool. When the team needed something special, Bale delivered, a bicycle kick, one of the greatest goals in Champions League history. But even after moments like that, the narrative never changed. He was still questioned, still doubted, still compared, and that's where everything went wrong. Because Bale was never meant to replace Cristiano Ronaldo. He was meant to complement him, a different kind of threat, a different kind of weapon, and Ronaldo knew that. He didn't judge Bale on personality, or leadership, or media presence. He judged him on impact, and when it mattered most, Bale always delivered. But the rest of the world didn't see it that way. They expected something else, something Bale was never meant to be. And that's why, even at his peak, Gareth Bale was misunderstood, because the truth wasn't in what he lacked, but in what he was. And Ronaldo was one of the few who truly understood that.